North Melbourne have won 4 out of their past 5 matches against Melbourne, and in fact won 15 in succession between 1977 and 1984 before the Demons scored in round 15 last year at the MCG. Their form in recent weeks, however, did little to suggest that they were going to improve upon that record this afternoon, even though they went under by only 1 point in round 6, also at the cricket ground. The past few weeks indeed have seen Melbourne sink to one of the club's lowest ebbs in recent years, heavy defeats, the resignation by coach Ron Barassi, and only last Thursday Dr Roy Gilbert, the Demons chief executive, also announced he was severing his ties with the Demons. Our replay tonight begins at the 14-minute mark of the final quarter. Commentators at the MCG are Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards, and North Melbourne leading by 24 points.
24 points in front, and we've been playing 14 and a half minutes of the final term, so there's oodles of time for Melbourne if they get a few straight kicks toward the goals. So North have to get a hurry up if they wish to take the game out first. Rodney Wright's in there, hooks it out again. Chance for it to come back, it does. So Robin White, hand pass comes down. Is it a chance for Parrish to put it forward?
No one there.
Forwards there. He's had a ping at it, but McCann drops back.
That's poor forward play, Jack. Shocking forward play. Parrish blazed away. There was no one there as we see Hodgman kick it out of defence. No one there for 50 metres.
Well, maybe he thought he could make the distance. That's why he had to go.
Why wasn't a forward ducking back as we see Peter Moore crashing his way towards centre half forward. Through comes Steele. He loses the run of the ball. Now it's Johnny Holt picking it up. He sprints away from defence. He kicks it wide. Phil Cracker's had an excellent day. He's got Glendinning all on his own. A long hand pass finds him. Now Jimmy Cracker's loose. Will he give it to him? A little chip pass across, and Jimmy Cracker marks 25 metres out from goal directly in front. And that is excellent team play by North.
And not before time, because it's 15 and a half minutes. It's 12 possessions now to Jimmy Cracker. No, 12 kicks to Jimmy Cracker. 11 hand passes. This could be a goal too. I think North needed that one. Took nearly 16 minutes of football in the final term for Cracker to bring up his third goal and keep the scoreboard ticking over for North Melbourne. North Melbourne lead Melbourne by 5 goals.
Yes, and Phil Cracker's been in tremendous amount of the good play of North Melbourne today. He's kicked 3, but there is no doubt in my book he could easily have kicked 7 or 8 goals today if he hadn't have been so unselfish. He loves to give the ball to someone else. In fact, at times he refuses to have a shot for goal.
I think John Kennedy would prefer him to kick goals. The ball with McCann, given to Hodgman. North Melbourne start to move it now. They go out toward Jimmy Cracker again. Ball put down by Yates, but picked up by Crocker on the left foot. Goes in towards Glendinning. He's going to run through for 1 behind. Or did it? Yes, it did. 1 behind, coming up for North Melbourne, moving their score now to 16-12-108 to Melbourne's 11-11-77. You're on Sevens Big League, the final term between North Melbourne and Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
The kick, Jonas. He goes for the short pass towards the pocket. Peter German marks in front of the Melbourne members. He's right on the boundary line. The lead has been made. Mark hasn't been taken by Crocker. It's Nigel Cole kicks it across the face of goal. This is Rodney Wright going in after it against John Collins. He heads for the boundary line.
No one home.
The old Johnny Beckwith one. And it works too. And over the line and out of bounds, halfway between centre wing and half forward flank for North Melbourne.
There wasn't a soul down there for him to kick.
It was good play.
Didn't have a soul, so he just put it along the ground and it ran out of bounds. Moore opposing McCann, or vice versa. The ball not with either of them, taken away by Rodney Wright, who used to one-time play for North Melbourne, and the mark taken by Keith Gregg. Well, the veteran, Dual Brownlow Menace, has had a great day. He's had 20 kicks and 5 hand passes, and he puts that one up. A chance for his teammate in Crocker, but he couldn't hold the mark. Peter Moore's long hand pass comes back over the heads of the players and heads for the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in. Yes, I think North will be very, very happy with the performance of Keith Gregg there this afternoon. A lot of stability in that back line.
There was talk about Keith Gregg retiring at the end of this year. By heck, if he retires, he's retiring on top, because I reckon he's got another couple of years in him. As Andy Demetrio hooks it back towards Kim Hodgman, who marks on half forward flank. That must have been touched off the boot. Here's a one-out duel as he hooks it back. Corden, it must be a free kick. Now, I reckon that's a sign of you know, a bit of ability by Cordner there to get the front position and get the free kick, and there's no doubt I'd persevere with him as a full-back.
Kick from Cordner up toward the other big blonde in the game, and Peter Moore. Glendinning got a hand pass out, picked up by Ramsey. He's on the left foot and swinging the ball back into the scoring corridor where it comes to turf. Over the heads of the players, it comes to Zantuck. He gets it out to Batterston. Batterston sees a short into the centre. He's gone. He thought of the hand pass and changed his mind. And the Melbourne fans once again try to kick it. So Cole has the ball now. Hand passes to Richards. He tries to get around Phil Cracker. Gets it back to Cole. Passmore gives chase. Cole got a hand pass working to Ted Fidge. He'll give it back to Richards. Richards going to have a step shot. No, he gets a long hand pass into the goal square and kicked through by Loudon for one behind only.
Oh, boy. And there was an excellent piece of shepherding went on down there. I'll just pick up the player. I think it was Nigel Cole. It was Nigel Cole. A beautiful piece of shepherding. Made it easy for young Loudon, but he missed the goal, and it was a poor reward for a bit of good play there by Nigel Cole.
At the boundary throw in now, it's on the half-forward flank for Melbourne. The ruckman form up. Peter Moore on screen, and he will be joined by McCann. Jarrett might come over the top of the both of them. No, he waits the outcome. There it is now. Tap toward him.
Oh, brilliant. Teddy Finch over to Zantuck. Zantuck lines up the goals. He straightens up. Bang. And Shane Zantuck's kicked his second. Beautiful play there by Ted Fidge. And Melbourne not giving up without a fight. 12-12, trailing North Melbourne 16-12.
At the bounce. Tap down to Peter Moore. Kicks it high toward the half-forward flank. Out there giving chase is Newport. He has got a future, Peter. I agree with you. This young lad might be a player.
He and Loughton with a bit more experience.
13% or 13 kicks to Newport. See how he uses it. What a bad-looking kick right up to the teeth of goal. Off the hands of the players. It may go through 4-1 behind. It does to Melbourne. So they now have 12-13, 85 to North Melbourne 16-12, 108. We've been playing now 21 minutes of the final term, and North Melbourne 108 to 85 haven't had it all their own way.
Oh, beautiful football there by, is it Jimmy or Phil Cracker? There's a flying shot at the goals by Parrish. Oh boy, Melbourne are fighting this right out as Parrish puts that one through, and Melbourne have moved on to 13-13, trailing North Melbourne 16-12.
Parrish has had 10 kicks since half-time, 11 for the game, so he certainly had a better second half than what he had first half. Melbourne aren't out of this game. We spoke of the close game we had earlier in the season. Now it's 108 playing 91. Only 17 points in it.
They get the next goal. It'll be interesting. I reckon the pressure will be right on North.
We might have a real rip-tickle in the game. So back to the centre. 21 now, 22 minutes gone. Final turn. Can North Melbourne get a goal to consolidate? Melbourne going to change all that. Sock it off the ground toward the boundary line. It's going to run out of bounds, I think, before Steele can make it. Yes, it's out of bounds. So on the members' wing, you'll see a boundary throw-in.
Good teamwork there by Batterston. In fact, congratulate his team. Well, that was beautiful defensive play.
North Melbourne in front by only 17 points to Melbourne. 108 playing 91.
Peter Moore takes it out of the ruck. And he tried to get away. That was a good decision by umpire Saws, and 15 metres is not good play by Melbourne, because this brings Moore right down to the half-forward. This brings Steele right down to the half-forward flank.
No one on the mark yet.
No, now Peter Moore ducks back onto the mark. He was trying to get down into defence as he kicks it towards half-forward. Can someone take a mark? The high flyers there. Oh, Jimmy Cracker leapfrogs over a player. Play on the advantage. Oh, here they come. As we see Gerard Healy. He should go for home here. He should go the long kick. Oh, Johnny Fitz should not have led there as he gives it to young Newport. Newport fires long and wide. And 1 point. Gee, what about a goal there? Would have been handy, Jack.
My word, it would have been handy for Melbourne, because they're only down by 16 points. 108 playing 92. Now, where can they go from here?
Oh, gee, if I was at full forward, there is no way known when a bloke's kicking from the centre would I lead out way past centre half forward. I'd stay back and stay one out with your opponent. That's a mark taken there by John Law. I think that's the inexperience of full forward play by young Johnny.
I was going to say, when he's had the experience you've had at full forward, he might know all those tricks, so that's the only way he's going to learn them, by people such as you telling him. Picked up by Healy. Healy swings it back again. Kicks high. Young Fidge is in this one, opposed to McCann.
Oh,
he got out position. He took that mark.
Oh, what a mark.
That was a good mark.
He literally shoved him in the back.
Oh, they're going crook down there. McCann's having a few words to say. The attendance is only 10,787, but this mark is a ripper.
I thought he got into the back of McCann there, Johnny Fidge, but nevertheless, it was the mark has been paid. It was an excellent mark. This will put pressure on North Melbourne if he can kick this. He's 6th goal if he kicks this, Fidge. There's the kick. Oh, the gallop bar goes across. It's a goal. 6 goals, John Fidge. Oh, boy. 14-14, Melbourne. 98, 10 points behind North. 16-12, 108.
We're only half a minute away from the timeline period. Melbourne coming home very hard in the final term. North Melbourne for the quarters only added 1 goal, 1. Melbourne have added 3 goals, 6. So they've been really off target in this final term too, Peter. So who can take it out? There's plenty of time.
Well, the first 10 minutes of this last quarter were very, very ordinary indeed. And all of a sudden, a couple of goals have livened up the game. Let's see what Melbourne can do. Here's a chance as we see Graham Yates. Oh, he didn't get the bounce of that. He knocks it back. Here they come. Gerard Healy ducks away. He's got to kick long. He kicks it short. And the mark has been taken there by young Burke. Now, he was off. They should be looking for the long kick at this stage because time's running out. He kicks it wide and Steve Newport marks halfway between centre wing and half forward. Gee, if they get the next goal, anything could happen. Peter Moore over the back. He's got it. He's going to go for the long kick. John Fidge against 2 North Melbourne players. It hits the deck. Russell Richards has got it. Hand pass. Back it comes. Who was that? Les Parrish fires. He's kicked it. 4 points the difference. Melbourne fight back. North Melbourne 16-12, 108. Lead Melbourne 15-14, 104.
Well, on Sevens Big League, the action being brought to you from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, where at 3/4 time you wouldn't have given a hoot of a chance for Melbourne, but as I told you before, North Melbourne have only added 1 goal, 1 in this final term, and Melbourne have gone from 11 goals 8 to 15 goals 14. That's 4 goals 6 they've added in the final term. In it, 26-minute markers behind us. The ball back in the centre. Ball rises high. It's been tapped down by McCann. It's in the centre of the MCG, where it's been picked up by Crocker. Up towards the half-forward zone for Hodgman to have a go for North Melbourne. He picks up, he goes goalward. It's running into the open goal. Will it go through? It will now, off the boot of Cracker. And North Melbourne consolidate this game now. Not that they want it. They have consolidated a little bit. 1-1-4 playing 104. Back to 10 points in front. Gee, they let Melbourne get very close to them. In fact, Melbourne are still close to them, aren't they? Only 10 points in it, with the time clock ticking around toward the 27-minute mark now of the final term. North Melbourne leading Melbourne by that slender margin of 10 points, but gee, Melbourne haven't... I'm very, very pleased to say that I'm proud the way Melbourne fought that game right out, because they really gave the crowd a run for their money.
Mightn't be over yet either as Parrish tries to get it. Now it's Robin White. He crashes his way through. That's the determination. Over to Gerard Healy, who's been a good player. Then Nigel Cole. Here they come again. A long kick. Which way will it bounce? The wrong way. And out of bounds. I don't think there'll be a lot of time on Jack, because there haven't been that many goals scored in this quarter.
No, there have been 6 goals scored.
It won't be a lot.
5 goals scored.
We're at the 27.5-minute mark now.
Now we throw in. Melbourne's forward pocket. Moore tries to break away. He does. On the left foot, he's going to snap. It wasn't a good kick, though. There's a chance for Melbourne with Jarrett. He can't get a kick toward goal. Demetriou can't get it out either. It's on the turf. High tackle too high on Fidge. 10th Fidge, free kick. Chance here, Peter.
It's a free kick to Teddy Fidge, about 30 metres out, slight angle. And if he kicks this, the difference once again will be 4 points. Don't tell me Melbourne can get up and snatch this away from North Melbourne. A vital game for North, Jack, as we well know.
I think that last goal, kicked by Cracker, was the one that sealed the game.
Well, here's the kick by Teddy Fidge. It's a high ball. I think he's kicked it. He has. 4 points the difference. There's the siren, and North Melbourne have fallen in. They've fallen in, and they have won a vital game for them. 17-12. 114, the Melbourne 16-14, 110.
Yes, Peter McKenna summed it up pretty well there, I think. North Melbourne have fallen in 114 to 110, the Kangaroos by 4 points. And so Melbourne losing to North Melbourne twice this year, each occasion by less than a goal. Taking a look at the statistics from the game now, North Melbourne on top in the kicks, marks and handballs, and Melbourne had more frees, hit-outs and also shots at goal. In the goals at the MCG this afternoon, a very small crowd in attendance, just over 10,000, Phil Cracker 4 and Jim Cracker 3. And for Melbourne, John Fidge 6 goals and Teddy Fidge got 3.